Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. You're joined as always by myself, Mick, Jimmy, and Age. Boys, we have a huge episode this week. Age, you want to take the listeners through how big of an episode it is?
It's big mid-season review. It's all about accountability on this show. So everything we predicted in the preseason, we're going to see how we did, and we're going to name and shame.
And Jim, plenty of NRL headlines breaking the news. What are they?
Plenty of NRL headlines. We're going to go through the Origin team list. We're going to go through some signing news, and we're going to go through some teams that potentially can go all the way.
Ooh, I like it, Jim.
So we'll see how we
Plenty
go.
of stats, tips, predictions,
Yeah, of course,
and
yep.
listen to questions right at the end. So
Well, let's kick things off with
do
some
it.
Origin. Michael Maguire and Billy Slater have named their teams for Game 2.
Yep.
By now, everyone should know the changes, but we'll go through them. New South Wales made 5 key changes. Dylan Edwards in for James Tedesco. Looking back last week, we knew this was going to happen. We played
happening.
in or out, remember?
Yep.
Hines dropped for Mitchell Moses. You two were correct. I was wrong. I thought Hines would stay. That was before his disaster class against the Dolphins, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Murray returns to McInnes. McInnes very stiff.
I think that was a stiff
I
one.
feel so bad for the bloke.
that was so stiff.
stiff.
But like, if you're tossing between Murray and McInnes,
But was it out of them two, though?
I think it's out of Murray, Yo, McInnes, pick 2.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think I'd choose the same.
Remember I said, I was like, you can't carry that many locks. And you're like,
No.
over Hudson. I'm like, I don't think you can carry that many.
No.
Yeah.
And then the other shock one was Connor Watson coming in for Hudson Young. But if you've actually been watching Connor Watson's game closely with a microscope, he's been
Very good.
playing very well and should be the hooker over Brandon Smith. Unpopular opinion.
No, it's good to see Connor Watson obviously playing some good footy. He's been
Yeah.
savaged by injuries the last few years. So, when he's on, like, he's such a good player, and he's finally got the Origin
It's
call up.
crazy that him and Gus were in round 1 in reserve grade,
Yeah.
New South Wales Cup, and
Couldn't
then
even make the team.
fucking 15 rounds later, they're playing for the Blues together.
Ridiculous.
That's wild.
As
but
well,
yeah,
he was
it's all
unwanted,
about-
unwanted at Newcastle, goes to the Roosters, bang. 1 year injury with the knee, comes back, beast.
Yep.
And another in for the New South Wales team. I don't know if anyone really expected this, but sort of come about. I think everyone was a bit shocked. Joseph Sawley is obviously out. Latrell Mitchell in.
Yeah,
had
after
to be
his
done.
last few performances.
Had to be done.
He had to be in there. We
Yeah.
know how deadly he is with the ball.
I hope
So,
Madge just has let him cook and just lets him do his thing.
Yeah, I think that it's the only worry will be in defence. Hopefully Holmes, he can take care of Holmes, but in attack, you don't want to see Trell opposite you. So, yeah, very good inclusion there.
So, initial thoughts on the New South Wales team. Jim as a Queenslander.
Mate, I like it. I think that's the team that Madge probably would have earmarked very early on, and he's finally been able to get it, obviously, after some injuries and suspension. So, I think he's picked a good team. I think it'll be a good game. Looking forward to it. Game 2.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I think it's a much stronger team than game 1. It's going to be a task to come back and win the series off defeat at home, but I'm liking the team, and I just hope they can all get through injury-free in training this time.
Yes, I have a question for you boys just on that. If we happen to win New South Wales game 2, Cleary's fit, he plays maybe 1 or 2 games, what do you do?
Ooh, it's a tough one, but how, like 1 or 2, so that means you're saying he comes back next week?
Next week and the week after. Is that enough?
I mean, I guess depends how Moses and
Depends how they
Luai
go
play.
game 2.
Let's say they both play good.
I don't know if
Like,
Cleary
let's
comes back
say
in.
New South Wales win game 2. Is he going to change the team for game
That's
3?
that's what I'm thinking. Like,
I don't
but
think
then you got
rush
someone like
in.
Cleary, the best halfback, just sitting there. You'd be very tempted to throw
I
him
guess
in there.
it's dependent on how Cleary does come back.
And
Yeah.
how Moses and
It
Well,
like,
they
it depends
try
on their
to
form.
they try to rush Cleary back, and it backfired,
yeah.
and he done his hammy again.
But I don't know if you can go 3 games, 3 different halfbacks.
I
Unless
don't
Luai
think
goes,
they'll rush
but-
him.
Yes, that's an interesting one if we do win. But hey, we still have to win that one. But Queensland changes. Hopgood's out with a back injury. You also got Cobbo, who's been injured playing with the injection. So he's been rested, apparently, as Billy would say. And then Kafusi now goes in with Kirk Capewell on the bench. Gaga 18th man. What do you make of those changes?
Capewell
Jim?
was an interesting one. Didn't see that coming.
Nah, I was not
Did
thinking
not
him. I
see
thought
that coming.
he was done, his Origin career.
Yeah, same.
There's a big agenda against David Fafita. Like, I understand not picking him for game 1, you have your reasons, but then to bring in Capewell, who's played a handful of games, coming off the bench for the Warriors, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's stiff for David, but I think what they're doing is he obviously wants versatility for that 17 role. He had it with Cobbo. You know, Kurt Capewell's played centre for Queensland before.
Yeah, he can fill in.
He can fill in there in back row. So that makes sense of versatility. But then, like, you know, for Feeder instead of Kafusi.
Like, he gets
has to
Kafusi
be
was
the
there
defense.
game 1, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, he did his job game 1, so there's no reason for him not to get picked game 2.
Yes. But Titans, dead last on the ladder, they fucking need Fafita this week.
They need him this week.
So for them, for Blaze and Clarkey and all the Titans fans, they'll be thanking Billy. They didn't pick him. Must win for
and
Titans.
Origin Gag's back as 18th man.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't play.
It's good to see Trent Liera at number 20. That was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, and
Queensland
Lukey
too.
as well.
The Italian international, Trent.
Yeah.
It's good to see a fellow Italian in there, but I don't think he'll play.
No, I don't think he'll play. But yeah, it's good to see Lukey, a couple of fresh faces in there, which is probably the future of Queensland, right? So I think Billy's just getting him in camp.
Another one, Max Plath. He's
Yeah.
the future of Queensland.
And we saw Piakura and Mam in game 1
Yeah.
around the squad. So I think he's just, sort
He's
of
giving
setting
the
him
taste
up.
of Origin. Eh?
Yeah.
Speaking of Melbourne, they keep pulling a rabbit out of the hat. They just keep delivering every week. I made the mistake tipping him. I think everyone did against the Warriors in New Zealand. The Warriors have
Yeah,
lost
that was
15 in
bad.
a row to
I
Storm.
told you the hoodoo as well, and you
That was
guys
a
went
bad
against
one.
it.
Very
That was a
bad.
one.
So my question to you is, can Melbourne go the whole way? If they just keep ticking away and doing their thing, Bellamy going on
You
for
can
another
never
year.
write off a Bellamy coach team, but they will be a top 4 team. Can they win it? I wouldn't put them up there in my top 2, but I think they're definitely a top 4 chance of winning.
And I don't think they've had like a full strength team,
Yes, Pappy comes back this week.
like on the park all at once.
No, and they got Munster to still come back.
Munster
so,
still coming back.
yeah,
How good's Wishy going?
which
in
is
the
very
halves?
good.
A great fill-in as well.
Like even Sulfalongo, like Pappy and Munster go down.
Their
and you
depth
just-
is so good. Like they
and
had
you just-
Pezzett, and then they got Wishard,
Yeah.
Falongo.
They just do the job.
They
eh?
just have that system that they always talk about, but Bellamy just turns players into gold. Like I'm just reading off some of the signings. Sean Bloor comes from the Tigers, unwanted there off an ACL injury. Starts 80 minutes every week.
He's been very
Doesn't look in
solid.
favour. Katoa unwanted by the Warriors, one of the most informed second rollers
That
in the
bloke
comp.
scores for fun.
Yeah.
He's such a good off kicks
He
or
breaks the
running a
line
hole.
for fun as well.
Yeah, strong ball runner.
Trent Liera, where did he come from now in the Origin squad? Top
Hmm.
20. You got Josh King, who was at Newcastle in and around the team, and then
Now he's a
bang,
staple in that
staple
starting
there
team.
too. And then Meaney. I mean, Meaney goes, hey, Paps is out, you need to play fullback cover. Yeah, no worries. Oh, mate, you need to play on the wing. Yeah, no worries. Play centre. No worries.
Yeah, he's so underrated, Meany.
Unbelievable.
He's fucking so quick as well. Like,
You could see glimpses at Dogs of how good he was going to be, but he's taken it to another level.
Yeah,
And
there's
he has
heaps of
good goal
players.
kicking as
Like
well,
Remus
so-
Smith, the same.
Remus is 18th man. He can't even get in the team after injury.
Yeah, well, there you go. So,
yeah, they're stacked the Storm.
Only thing that concerns me with Storm is they're leaking a lot of points to their usual standards. They've conceded 19.7 points per game. They're ranked, I think, third in terms of defence, but they've played, I think, a game less than some of the other teams.
Yeah, they're just, as you said, they've been winning scrappy, but they just seem to win. That's what the good teams do.
get the
so,
2 points.
They're
yeah.
14-0 down, no worries, come back.
Yeah, so that's
They're a good
scary
team.
in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other news, signing news, potentially as reported by the Sydney Morning Herald, our hooker at the South Sydney Rabbitohs, Damien Cook, he's been told to go cook with the Dragons apparently.
Yeah, I think we're going to lose Cookie. I think the Dragons are going to table him 2 years. I think the Sydney Morning Herald are reporting. And I think we're only probably looking for one. He's getting to the end of his career. So I think it's time for Pistol Pete, the biggest hog in rugby league, to come into that team and take over and drop that hammer and show everyone what he's made of.
Wow. Do you think that Cook will get released for next year?
I think next year he'll go, and then Pistol Pete will be our 9, and we'll probably need to find a 14. Bit of a utility.
Cook said that he's built his life at South. I mean, he's played Australia, New South Wales, burst onto the scene, and he doesn't want to. He said he doesn't want to leave. So it's a weird one. I'm not sure if he goes next year or if he is going at all. But for South fans, it's almost going to be a sad loss. I was looking at his stats today. He's pretty much played every single possible game there is to play as for a regular season.
Yeah.
He
He's been a
goes
staple.
down every second game, holds like a leg or an arm,
But he's sweet.
and he goes back in the line.
Yeah.
Like he never misses games.
I guess
rarely.
he's one of those picks for the last year that you didn't even consider a 9. It's just Damien Cook every week. Damien
Always,
Cook,
yeah.
Damien Cook. So
But
if he does go, it will be a big
I have a
loss
weird
for South
feeling he's going to
Sounds.
leave, and I think they're going to give it to Pete, the number 9.
I'm happy for
And I think
Pete.
we're going to get Ewan Aitken. We need like a good, strong edge runner.
Yep.
So I think we'll get Aitken and someone else, maybe Royce Hunt or something.
We've been linked with Jack de Bellin as maybe a swap deal. I mean, I can see
Nah, you're
where
not
they might be
swapping
thinking.
Cook for JDB.
I don't. Yeah, but if you're going to lose Cook anyway, maybe you're trying to swap. I don't think de Bellin's probably a good fit for the club in terms of like his output. I mean, we didn't offer Reynolds a deal. We're not offering Cook a deal due to age, I assume. And we're going to get de Bellin at 34.
It just doesn't add
For front row,
up.
it
You're not
doesn't
gonna
add up.
Get rid
Yeah.
of an aging Cook for an aging de Bellin. Although JDB's playing good footy.
Yeah.
strong runner, great tackler, but another one I just don't see it happening.
Well, like you said, Daily Telegraph said that we're linked with Royce Hunt and we're linked with Ewan Aiken. I mean, you could probably get bang for buck for both of those two.
Yeah.
As
I'd love
opposed
to have Aiken, like a strong second rower,
Yeah.
running off, Jack White.
Because he's off
Cody
contract for
Walker
next year. Dolphins aren't re-signing him apparently.
And JMK re-signed, so we won't be getting him.
Well, I think Dolphins are getting Finafiaki next year.
So
a
that's
good
probably
signing.
why.
That's a good
Strong
signing.
signing.
So who are their back row? Be Finafiaki.
And Cons, Lamelu.
Yeah.
Lamelu.
So
And
they-
they've got Kafusi there. And
Kafusi there, K
and
Brom.
K. Brom,
They're
they've got a few
props now.
backups.
But you got to feel for Little a bit at the Dragons.
yeah,
I think he's been really good this
It's a little bit stiff for him.
year. It is.
that was good. I'll give you that
Very
one.
He's
good
been
age.
playing good footy. So
He's been playing very good footy. So where does that leave him? Like, if Cook was to go to the Dragons.
How long has he been at the Dragons for?
First
now,
year,
Little?
isn't it?
Yeah,
Or
he-
second year?
first or second?
He's
I don't actually
pretty
know.
fresh there, which is kind of
Yeah,
stiff.
it's new.
But now he's playing 80 minutes and he's playing good footy. So
Yeah.
But I guess if you have the opportunity to get Cook at your club,
and then
like,
put Little on the bench.
let's not forget he was playing Origin last year
He was.
and he fills in a spot. So
Great hooker.
yeah, who knows what that's probably going to unfold in the next few days, and it'll be sad to see Cook go if he does happen to go. But if he stays, I mean, South fans won't complain either way.
Yes. Let's quickly dive into last round, round 15. We're going to do a quick review. So, Mick, what team impressed you the most and why?
If I don't say it, I think I'll be very disappointed in myself. How could I not? The Rabbitohs. They've won 3 in a row now. We're making a late charge into the top 8. We knocked off the Brisbane Broncos. I said last week, whenever they're missing Walsh and Reynolds, 2 of their 4 spine members, they don't know how to play the footy. And it was evident. I talk about our middles. They keep going forward. They're making the meters. It's a key for our game, allowing our spine to do its thing. But the number one thing that impresses me over the last 2 weeks is seeing Latrell kick. He has got an absolute boot on him. And to change our game plan to say, you know what, we're just going to kick long and put them high. Mariner and Sailor were in
Some
no
of those
man's land.
spirals that Trell and Whiten were dishing up were fucking good.
That's what we were missing in the early
Yeah.
few weeks. Like, there's no one putting a threatening kick. It was just end to end. So, it's a good little addition to our game. But
Yeah.
the thing that impressed me most is when we had the sin bin and we just defended our asses off. I don't think we conceded until someone came back on, and we still had him at 22-10 or something at the
For
break.
most of the game, it was 22-0, and then Mariner scored 2 late
Yeah.
tries. So
Yeah.
it was never in doubt the whole game. You sit there watching.
Well, you guys started red hot.
Yeah,
It's like
flying
bang,
start.
bang.
Yeah, I
like
think we
2
just put the cue
tries.
in the rack. Like, it was game over.
Yeah.
But no, it's very impressive to see South winning, especially against someone like Broncos. So, got the jersey on today. Finally can wear it in,
Pride.
being proud and, showing some pride.
Nice,
So,
man.
very happy. Maybe
Nice.
go 4-peat. Against Manly, have like, what is it, 6 mil of cap on the sidelines or something? 5 mil.
It's a lot.
So-
and they've got 2 debutants. We beat Manly this week. You got we got the bye next week,
Yep, the week after, round 17.
and then we play Para from memory.
Yeah.
From memory.
That's, I don't know. I don't want to trust your memory.
All right,
But the bye next week, good. So, if we go in, that's pretty much 10 points we've got
Yeah.
from 5 weeks. So, we've got maximum points. So, yeah, it is a handy timing that Manly have everyone out. So,
yeah, we got
fingers
Para
crossed we
round
keep
18,
going.
then round 19 we play Dolphins.
there you
There's
go.
a chance.
Yep, both possible wins.
Jim, who was your team that impressed you?
Mate, it's got to be the Tigers. I tipped them last week and they've repaid me.
After you said the bus was falling down the hill with no wheels, and everyone
Now
was
the
off
wheels
it.
are back on.
Oh, is this a bus update as well?
This is a bus update.
Give us the Tigers bus update.
So they've got the wheel from the boot,
Oh, the spare tire.
spare tyre, and then they found one just lying on the road. So they've got one at the front left, and one at the back right.
And apparently Galvin, he jumped back on the bus.
Galvin's back on, yep. So he
Like,
jumped. He found his Opal
his
card.
Uber cancelled, and he had to come back on the
He
bus.
found his Opal card, his
Yeah.
student Opal, so he's back on.
Shooting Opal. The one that I was using still.
He is 18.
The green one. But no, yeah, wheels are back on the bus. You can tell they're up for that game. Like Leichhardt Oval, it was humming. Crowd were right behind them.
It was a fucking shit game, though.
It was an
Titans,
absolute
they had
snooze
every
fest.
possible
It was a
win.
tough watch.
It was
Oh,
a tough
man.
watch, but they stuck in the game. They played the full 80 minutes and they got rewarded.
Yeah, they
with a
just
win.
got over the trial in the ends.
They did.
Sloppy, the one from Appy, we put the grubber in, and Polly grabs it. Like, but it counts. You
It
know?
counts. You
You'll
take
those
'em.
wins.
But yeah, it was a good win from the Tigers and good to see him back in the winner's circle. Good for Benji. Good
What
for
was
the
it?
club.
9 losses in a row, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
something ridiculous.
Fuck, thank God for their sake.
So thank God for Benji.
I am going Dolphins. Very impressive win. Everyone wrote him off against Sharks. except my dog Gnocchi, who got 7 out of 8. We got to give Gnocchi. Do we give her a clap?
Well done, York.
Give her a clap because she beat all of us.
She
and yeah, she's on fire. So go follow her tips. But yeah, Dolphins very impressive. I'm loving what Plast's doing. Loving what Herbie's doing. Kenny Bromwich was really good as well. And
Like, how good's
Hammer.
Katoa?
yeah, Katoa and Nikorima's doing very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't sleep on the Finns, but they were very impressive. What about players that impressed you the most? We'll start with Jimmy.
Mate, for me, Keanu Kinney for the Titans from that same game. 26 runs for 321 metres, if you don't mind. Looked dangerous every time he had the footy. You can tell, every time he touched it, like something was going to happen. You're out of your chair. And he's really making that fullback position his own. They've shifted Campbell to 5'8" now. So
Yeah.
I think he's got that role hopefully for a few more weeks, if not for the full year. But
I do wonder what they're going to do when Brimson's back.
yeah,
Because Brimson was playing 6, and where does Campbell go? Or does Brimo go
Campbell
back to
go 14?
fullback? Campbell must go 14.
It's a tough one.
But yeah,
They
they
love
got-
changing their
they got a
spine
few
around
options,
too
yeah.
much, Titans.
But one thing I'll say about Keane, his running game's excellent, but his passing game can improve. That's
Yeah.
one thing that he has to work on. He did a mad pass that set Fafita up early, but
He's
there's
just-
a few times where he could have passed,
Yeah.
and that would have been over, like untouched.
But he's
So-
just got a motor.
But his
on him.
running game's fucking
Like,
insane.
he just was not tired, wasn't phased, just kept running
Yeah.
the ball like every
Yeah,
set.
very fit.
Yeah. So Keeney for me.
My player to watch was Luai. He was outstanding on Sunday. I probably have to do an apology because at the start of the year I said I didn't want him in the New South Wales Blues team. I didn't think he deserved it, especially after what he said last year after losing the series. But oh my God, Luai has been carrying that Penrith team beyond expectations. Like without Cleary, obviously Edwards the week before, and then they lose some other players to injury like Taylor May. He's just unbelievable.
Yeah. He's just playing touch footy out there.
Unreal.
Like he's stepping
That try
people,
scored, yeah.
dummy, show and goes, good kicking game
Yeah, I
as
feel
well.
like out of nowhere, he's just become a complete 5'8". Like he always had the strong running game, but now he's discovered his kicking game, short game
his
kicking
grubber's
game,
mad.
very
Yeah.
good, and as well his organisation. Like Brad Schneider almost becomes the 5'8", and he becomes the leading halfback and roams them around.
It's good news for Tigers fans.
It is because he's going to be their halfback next year.
They'll be licking their lips.
Yes. And we need some of that for the Blues as well, especially the kicking game. I'm going Jerome Hughes. He was insane. Every time someone goes down, you can trust Jerome Hughes will deliver. It'll be the same this week as well, I reckon. Even though Pappy's back, Hughes is their man. His kicking game, passing game, running game. Nearly a complete halfback. He was insane.
And the player.
He just pipped Cherry
And
Evans.
the moment you've all been waiting for, the listeners. It's big.
Huge.
Huge. So it's the meat pie of the week competition. Last week's winner obviously walked away with a week's worth of free meat pies. This week, Age, you've gone through the selections, comments, everything. And who have we decided for non-Natinas meat pie of the week winner?
There were plenty of nominations of best try of the week. I had to go through them all, reviewed them. We've gone to the bunker. And the winner, Hammer Time, one of the best rugby league tries we've ever seen by Jamie Wakeling _. Congratulations, Jamie. You are our pie of the week,
Yes,
try of
sir.
the week winner. So
Hammer.
how many free pies are coming his way?
He's getting 4 meat pies, and they're all different flavors. You can try all the authentic Italian pies, courtesy of non-Natinas. What a try by Hammer. Unbelievable.
Mate,
One of the
one of
best
the
I've
great
seen.
rugby league
You won't see a
tries.
better try in maybe another 5 years. I
Like that
reckon.
little stutter step
Yeah.
to get past
But he had to
Kennedy.
beat a lot of people.
Yeah, he did.
Will
yeah.
Kennedy in, though, questionable defense. Very questionable.
I think that stutter step rolled him.
It
When
did.
Hammer
Kennedy,
slowed down a
Kennedy
bit.
had Hammer any time, so it makes sense. You have to let him over.
Yeah.
But remember, if you're listening at home and you want to try some non-Natinas pies, since we rave on about them every single week, you can head to nonnatinas.com to purchase the Italian pies made from authentic Italian recipes. They've got a special offer like last week on the
Is it the
website.
$10 pies?
Oh, you wish, mate. It's $5 pies.
$5 pies.
So there's select flavors. Jim, we're going to test your Italian again. What
Yep.
are the 2 flavors they
So
can
the
buy?
flavors are chicken pesto and fagioli.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
He's good.
You're getting better.
You have
I
enough
am.
of those pies, you turn Italian.
But
Yeah.
if you don't want to go cheap on the sale with the $5 pies, I'll recommend it every week until you try it. The bolognese pie
Unbelievable.
Nonna is proud of how good that sauce is as well. So go get a bolognese pie and get the $5
And guess
specials.
what? If you don't want to pay for it, you can just win the competition by entering the Meat Pie of the Week competition.
Literally
It's
just
free.
put a little write-up
It's free.
at the end of every round and you could win.
So link in the description to non-Latinas. You can check out the full terms and conditions for the Meat Pie of the Week competition. And we'll catch you next week with some non-Latinas.
Yes, look out for that poll every Sunday after the round.
But it's time for the round 16 preview. It's a shorter week this week, so I guess it'll take up less time. And then we'll get into our mid-season
I don't know
review.
about that, Mick, because you know what I mean? It's shorter week, but there's more stats in every game. So for your sake, I hope we go through this quickly.
Well, let's go through the first game. Dolphins taking on the Storm. Bennett versus Bellamy, I think, is the main talking point for this one. Two of the
Huge.
greatest coaches of all times.
Yep.
And I'd say both teams are in the same situation. Just when you write them off, they continue to deliver. You saw Dolphins last week. None of us tipped him except Gnocchi. And Gnocchi, I don't think fucking knew about the ins and outs for Dolphins.
No.
Mate, Gnocchi watched. I'll tell you something about Gnocchi. The whole day the TV's on 502. She's listening while we're all at
She
work.
knows.
She is literally doesn't move from that spot. She watches 502 for her whole week.
So she's listening to Fox
So
League on repeat.
she's
just
listening to
non-stop.
Buzz, Braith, someone on that show, Matty Johns.
Yep.
And yeah, so Gnocchi knows her fucking rugby league. We don't.
Yeah. So, who you tipping, Jimmy? Dolphin Storm.
Well, you know I love an upset.
Yep.
This is going to be the upset of the week. Dolphins to beat Melbourne.
Wow. They are fucking good Dolphins.
Fuck, they're playing good footy.
But then it's Storm. They just know how to win.
I know.
Pappy's back.
I know, but
Falongo goes to the wing. That's how stacked they are.
I was already going to tip the Storm before I saw Pappenhausen back, but then having Pappenhausen back, I think just brings them to the next level. I'm going the Storm this week, but I don't see it smashing.
I think it'll be a good game.
Especially without Grant. Whenever they play without Grant, sometimes their attack goes a bit wayward. But yeah, who are Dolphins missing for Origin?
Kafusi.
Kafusi and Hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer's a big loss.
Hammer is a big loss. But they got Trey Fuller. who's-
comes in.
Does
Always
a good
done
job.
his job,
He'll come
yeah.
in. He'll be good. It's first versus fourth. It's a tough game.
It's a good game.
If Dolphins somehow win by like 20, I think they overtake Melbourne. But
Huge.
don't think that'll happen. I'm going to go Storm. They've never lost to Dolphins, albeit 1 from 1. I think they're going to make it
And they
2
love
from 2.
playing at Suncorp Stadium. They've won 29 of 38 games played there, so 76% win rate.
That
Home away
is
from home.
massive. That's a big win rate, yeah.
So, yep, 2 Storms, 1 Dolphin. Next game, Titans taking on the Warriors. Who you tipping and why?
Don't know what happened to the Warriors last week. I missed the game, unfortunately, but I think they'll bounce back this week against the Gold Coast.
Mick?
Yeah, I think I'm backing them to bounce back. I'm pretty sure in recent years, not the last 5, beyond that, they've got a good record. I've just had a peek at
You
the
just had a
stats.
look, didn't you, Mick?
Had a
Well, I
peek.
think I stitched you up there because Titans have won 4 of the last 5 versus Warriors.
They do play good against the Warriors.
Yes. They
They
always
do.
lift. This is the matchup where you think Warriors will get them, but it could go the other way.
Feeder's back.
I'm backing the stats here. I'm going Titans.
Wow.
If Fafita plays. If they don't, I'll do a late switcheroo.
Well, guess what? Sean Johnson, as far as I can remember, loves playing against the Titans.
He does.
As long as I can remember, in high school, beyond
Yeah.
that, it's the one game he reckon he circles in his calendar and he goes, my form's coming back. And unfortunately, he needs it to happen
needs
quick
it.
because
Yeah.
I think we talked about on the pod, it was like last week, you'd rather Tamari and Harris Tavita just for one more week, just get over Melbourne.
They've been winning.
Unbelievable. Martin's playing out of his skin as well.
Yeah.
SJ didn't look right. He still must have been carrying that pec injury.
It concerned me that he wasn't goal kicking too. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a pec injury. I'm pretty sure you don't kick with your
No,
pec.
if you're tackling, I'm sure you can kick. So it didn't make sense there.
And Pompey's not a better kicker than him. So I'm not sure there with that.
Watch him come out and have a blinder.
But
this
Titans
week, you know?
lose to Tigers. And your stat last week was
Yeah.
Titans have never lost at Leichhardt or some shit.
Yeah, in
like
like ages.
So-
Since 2008.
that. I'm going Warriors.
Yeah, Warriors.
I don't see it any other way. I'm sorry, Age.
I'm going to read a quick stat. None of the teams like playing at Seabus. Titans have won 4 of their last 15 at Seabus, their home stadium. And Warriors have only won 3 of their last 8 at Seabus. So that doesn't help us there. So this is another 50-50. So, yeah, go with your gut here.
Who you
Next
going?
game.
I'm going Titans, though.
Oh, okay.
On the upset, yeah.
Roosters taking on the Dogs. Last time they played, Dogs were the beneficiaries, but it was off a Dom Young sent off.
That was a weird game, though.
Very weird. It was in the wet. I think Teddy got concussed.
Yeah, it was just odd. And
Anything
Roosters
that
were
went-
making a comeback. It was-
Anything that could have gone wrong for the Roosters went wrong.
yeah.
I do think it will reverse this time. I'm tipping the Roosters, although they didn't play their best game against Para. There's glimpses there when they're switched on and their defense is humming that no one can
Yeah.
beat them. They got strike power left and right.
Yeah, and we spoke about they've obviously lose Watson, Lindsay, Angus to Origin, but they've just like they've got so much depth.
Yeah, they got good depth. Like Terrell May
Like
coming in
you
your
know,
back.
you got
You know.
Butcher and Siwa Wong onto the bench.
Yeah, and
I mean,
then
it
Tom
helps-
Young comes back.
Helps Tedesco didn't get picked for Origin. He's
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still have a good team, the Roosters.
So I think on the back of that, I'm going to tip the Roosters. Yeah.
Well, Mick touched on defense before, and after last week, Dogs now have the best defense in the comp. If you're going off,
That's
points
an
against.
asterisk. That's an asterisk.
Right now, Dogs have conceded only 211 points. Panthers in second, 218.
How many games have both played?
Let's have a look.
Because I know the
Games
answer.
played, Dogs 13, Panthers 14. So, but as it stands, Dogs are the best, and they haven't conceded 30 points all year. We know that stat.
Yeah.
They're the only team not to concede 30. I'm going to go the Dogs, and I'm riding home that defense. The defensive system won't change. I know they lose Critter, but I'm backing the Doggies here. And the stats do say Roosters won 9 the last 11.
And Matt Burton gets released, so he can actually play
Yeah,
during the
Burton's
bye
in,
round.
and he'll be
Doggies
willing.
fans don't have to complain anymore.
How did Birdo go from should have been in the halves game 1 to 18th man? So then he couldn't play for Dogs, and now he's just completely not in the squad.
Yeah, he got brushed.
It's bad because he was the
Like, what's
utility.
going
He
on
could have
there?
been the utility over Connor.
So
Maz just loves Connor. He's been looking at him for ages. So
Yeah.
I think Birdo will have a point to prove. And yeah,
Big
a few of
game.
those Birdo bombs will be going up. He'll be filthy.
So Roosters for me, Jimmy Roosters for you.
Roosters,
I'm
yep.
going Dogs.
Rabbitohs taking on the Seagulls. I think we touched on it. Seagulls completely depleted. I didn't realize how depleted they were until I saw Kyle Lawton at halfback.
Yeah.
I thought,
Didn't
okay.
expect that.
That
That
was
wasn't
a
on my
shock.
bingo card this year.
No, I thought at least maybe Luke Brooks halfback, and then that Humphreys. He looks unbelievable. I can't believe he's not 5'8".
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Lorden played good, but he was playing second row. So I don't know about that.
No, I don't know. And then
It has to be a late switch coming.
Surely.
It has
That's
to
not
be.
right.
no, I don't
Like
know.
Lorden's played hooker, but he's not a halfback.
He's not a halfback.
Mate, I don't know.
South lose Latrell Mitchell, but timely get Jai Gray back into the team.
Yep.
And
Great
then they lose
timing.
Cameron Murray, but I guess Keon's been filling in at lock anyway. And
Yeah.
then Liam LeBlanc makes his debut off the bench for the
Congratulations.
Rabbitohs.
Congratulations,
to
Liam.
Well done,
Massive
Liam.
achievement.
He's been playing well in New South Wales Cup, and I think his time's
Finally
finally
gets
come
his
to
chance.
have
Well
a crack
done.
at first grade.
Yeah, I think Rabbitohs win here, and I think win well. They've been playing good footy.
We have.
Yep.
And on top of all
Yeah.
that, the stats back it up. So the last time Seagulls beat Rabbits at Acor Stadium was the prelim final in 2013.
There you go.
And that game
Over 11 years ago, Jim.
Well, up by
That's
14
fucking
points.
a long time ago.
Up by 14 points.
You were
and
probably
choked it.
13 years old. Think back to then.
Yeah.
That's the last time Manly beat us at Acor. So, and we've won 7 of the last 8 versus Manly. So lock it in.
Lock
if
it
there
in,
was a
Eddie.
Manly costume, I'd be willing. A Seagull costume, I'd be willing to put a bet on it.
Why don't you do it? Dress up as a bird. If they
Yeah,
lose.
dress up as an eagle.
Well, do we have a?
Oh, we'll find you a
We
Is
can
it on
purchase
costume.
one.
Is Cast going to pay for the costume?
Yeah, well, Cast will pay for it.
All right, I'll dress up as a Manly. I'll dress up as an Eagle if South lose to Manly this week. There's no chance. $5
I don't
million.
think so.
no.
$5 million worth of cap can't play.
They don't play well without Cherry, so
No, they don't.
I don't
South
see
at
that.
Acor, turn it off.
And the final game of the round, probably the most exciting one. Tigers taking on the Raiders. Yeah, not much to say about this one. Both teams probably won't play in the top 8 finals footy. I'm leaning towards the Raiders. Just.
Raiders were very disappointing Friday night.
Yeah, that was
against
so
the Cows.
disappointing.
That was shocking. They just kept conceding penalties, letting them into their own
Yeah,
end.
it's very unlike a Ricky Stewart
No,
coach.
they
side.
tried to come back in the second half, but it was too late.
Yeah, there was always a glimpse though, because Cows
Yeah.
love a good
Choke.
choke. But anyway,
It was too
Raiders
late,
should
though.
win here and should win well.
Yeah, Raiders have won the last 8 versus Tigers. And for you, Jimmy, the Tigers bus lover, Tigers have lost 10 straight at Campbelltown Sports
Yeah, I
Stadium.
hate it there.
So the bus next week, I'm predicting another wheel's going to fall off.
It's just not their true home ground. I don't back them.
It has to be Leichhardt.
Yeah. Yeah, Leichhardt's pretty good, but yeah, Campbelltown.
Yeah, I
not.
think Raiders will win.
not
I'm not
good.
sure if it's win well. They just haven't been playing their best footy the last few weeks.
No.
But
I think
their
they'll
forwards
bounce
keep
back.
them in the game. They've got a massive forward pack.
Hudson Young's back in now, not selected in Origin, so
Yeah, which is good.
that helps.
And Corey Horsburgh, weird one, right? He's been killing it in New South Wales Cup. Cannot find his form to come back into the team.
Has he been back?
No, he's just been in New South Wales Cup.
No, as in like so he's been
So
playing
he was
cup.
playing in Cup, or was he?
Yeah,
I thought
like
he
he
was
was-
injured.
No, he was their man of the match in
He
Cup.
might be a late inclusion maybe this week.
Did he get in the squad?
I think he's extended.
I'm assuming extended.
Yeah, extended bench. Yeah, but that will do us for round 16. Boys, mid-season review time. So for all the predictions we did at the start of the year, this is when we review it and we see who's fucking Houdini, who fucking knows their shit about rugby league and who doesn't.
Yep.
So let's go premiership winners. We'll start with Jimmy. You did Roosters.
Went to the Chooks, mate.
Yeah, currently in 5th.
Doing well.
How do you feel about that?
I think there was probably some games where they should have won, where they've probably let go of the 2 points. But I think they're playing good enough. I think they'll be in the finals. They'll make top 8 for sure. And I think they'll make a deep run into the finals, I think.
Yeah, I think they're definitely a premiership winning threat. So
Yeah.
decent pick there. I've gone the Panthers. Nothing special there. We know what we're going to get. Premiership favourites.
They're always going to be there.
They're second at the moment. And yeah, that system is cracked. They'll be there come finals. Mick, who did you select for the premiership?
I went the Rabbitohs. No bias.
Did
there.
ya?
Yep.
How are they going?
You know what? We won 3 in a row. We're making a late
do you guys
charge.
come
Do
in?
you think South can make the 8? Be
You know-
honest.
You know what? We've done plenty of calculations and math at work. Essentially, we need to win 9 out of the next 11 games, which sounds like a lot.
9 out of 11.
There is some positives. We play the Tigers twice.
Yeah.
Play Manly this week. That's 3 wins you can bank on.
Yeah, so now we need to win 6 out of 9.
Yep.
6 out of 8.
Yep. Then we got Eels in that run.
Yeah.
Like to think it's wins. That's 4.
Yeah.
You got to give me 5 more wins.
Where's the 5 wins coming from?
Well, there's a lot of tough games, but
Here we go.
it's all right. You tell me where the wins come from, boys.
Yeah.
So we touched on it. Those two. Then they're round 19. They play Dolphins away. Ooh.
That's
a tough one.
But it's winnable.
It's round 19 though.
Maybe Wayne might give us a win, so his team's, a finals team
Then
when
we
he
play,
comes next year.
Then we play Tigers. Like I said, that's a win.
Yeah.
Then we play Raiders away. Should
Win.
win.
Give
So
us a win
that's
there.
your 6th win.
Yeah.
Then you play Sharks away.
Ooh,
It's tough.
that's tough. Sharks are flat track bullies. They'll beat us.
So
I'm going to say loss.
Storm at home.
Oh, it's a loss. We got to win the rest of the games.
Then we got Tigers away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at 6 still. Knights at home.
Yeah, we'll win that.
7.
Yeah, 2 more.
Need to win the last 2 games.
Who are they? Is
You
Roosters
don't want to
one of
hear
them?
they are.
Don't tell me it's Penrith.
It's
Roosters.
Penrith at Penrith.
Oh my god.
And then it's Roosters at home.
oh, that's
tough.
tough.
It's a tough run.
Look, if
It's possible though, right?
for us to make
It's
it,
possible.
you have to win at least 2 of the Penrith, Roosters, Sharks, or the Storm game.
Yeah.
That's it.
And if you can't beat them, you're probably not going to win the comp anyway.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter.
We'll see what happens.
So yeah,
But
not a good pick, but I think if we started the way we're playing right now and did a few more changes, we'd get close enough to the 8.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, now the opposite end of the spectrum, the wooden spoon. Mick and Jimmy, you both picked Dragons. Please
Cooked it.
explain.
Cooked it.
I really thought they would go backwards, but they've done all these
Flano's
signings that
done-
are just done enough. And
Flano's done wonders.
Yeah, they're currently 11th and they're 1 point outside the 8.
Flanagan, Little, Eisenhuth, they're just ticking.
Yeah, Eisenhuth's been good.
Yeah. No, he's done
Tough,
well.
tough player.
And
No.
Lomax turning him into like a state of origin winger. Like that's the little shit.
Now, I'll
that
put my hand
Flano-
up there. You got that wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
won't
got,
be
I got
good.
it wrong, but I will say I remember us talking about it and we go, the only reason they're not going to come last is Flano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think
And
a lot of
Flanagan's done
credit
well.
goes to Flano. I've gone the Tigers. They're definitely in the mix. They got is it 3-peat they're going to go for?
They are going for the 3.
Yeah, so they're equal last with Eels and Titans. And if they didn't beat Titans, they would have been dead last.
Eels is down there.
Eels are equal
Eels
last.
are bad. I feel like Eels have enough quality in their team
But
to
they
get
lost
them
so
out.
many games without Moses and Gutho.
Yeah, they.
So I think that's like
Yeah,
they
it's-
won't come
It'll
last.
flick. I think
Surely.
Titans and Tigers, I think, will be fighting for the spoon.
Battle of the Spoon, yeah. Tigers, Titans, maybe Knights.
How about
Titans
Real Mob?
losing
How
Tino
about the South?
really derailed them.
Nah, South will win. We're on a roll. I think
South's are safe.
We're going to win a few more games. We just went over it, mate. You're not
Do
listening.
you want us to go to the draw again, mate?
No.
No, please
We need
don't.
9 out of 11.
Dally M, Jimmy, who did you go?
Mate, I went Scotty Drinkwater.
Ooh, not very
Don't
good.
know
Yeah.
where he would be at.
He's up there.
I mean, he could
Cows
make.
haven't won enough
If
games.
Cows go on a run, similar to what Ponga did with Knights, he might rack
It'd
up.
have to be very similar to
And
win.
he would rack up the points. He might be there. But he was
Yeah.
up there last year, so.
He was. Mickey did Cleary.
Yeah, I mean,
Unfortunate with injury.
he started okay like in the first few games. Obviously, Tungo outside him helped. But yeah, his injuries now, I think it's just derailed him. He's done a hammy
When did they
twice.
stop the Dally M leaderboard?
I think after round 16 or 15.
No, they've stopped it already.
Have they stopped it?
Yeah.
Oh, so they do it earlier now.
Yeah. I think it could be like around, I don't want to say, maybe 10.
So yeah, I don't know where Hines was, but I picked Hines. I'm
Hines
sure
was close to the top.
He was around there, but
Got
then
6
he
points
hasn't,
a game.
hasn't been great lately. So he needs
Who
to.
do you reckon's the favourite at the moment?
Ooh,
Hammer?
favorite to win.
Hammer was out for too long with the hammy.
Edwards?
he's
Edwards is up there.
Yeah, Edwards.
Yeah.
Edwards. Yeah.
Yes, Edwards is always like in the mix, especially with no Cleary. And I think he was up there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're all... I don't think Hines is the only one that could actually win there unless, as you said, they go on a crazy run. But bold predictions, this is where we can hold our head high.
And we all nailed it.
So, Mick,
Yeah.
you did Dogs to make the top 8 in 2024. They're currently 6.
I copped so much shit for that. And now that they're actually in the 8 and Dogs are getting a bit of love, doesn't look so stupid, does it now?
No. You were copping it big time. Everyone's saying, like, this guy doesn't know footy. Like, what's this guy smoking?
As soon as we spoke to
copping it.
Kiraz, my confidence in Dogs just lifted. He sold me on the Dogs dream.
He's a very confident bloke, which is why I didn't 100% buy into it. How he was saying, like, he's so confident that their defense has changed and the preseason was different.
Which showed.
So now I can believe everything. If Kiraz has a captain challenge, believe him. He's a very honest man. Jimmy, you did. Dolphins made the top 8 in 2024.
Top
Do you want
4,
an early
baby.
payout?
Top 4, baby.
Do you want an early payout, sir?
Yes, please.
Well, then you've got it because they're 4th
Thank you.
and I think they'll get enough wins to just hang in there. Another one which I early crowed last Origin,
Yeah. Oh, a couple weeks ago.
weeks ago, Edwards to play fullback for New South Wales.
Well, your dream's about to come true.
It has to happen here, barring any injury. He deserves it.
Yep.
Could have been a few years late, but it's going to happen. So well
should
done,
happen.
Dylan.
Well done,
Hopefully
Dill.
you get through all the training and yeah, we see him in the Blues jersey.
Before we get on with the formalities of Tryscorer Tryfecta and fill up the fridge, if you're watching on the YouTube, you can see this fresh hat that I'm wearing. It's a white corduroy cast cap. It's a new promotion that we're doing with League Lids. They make awesome Rugby League AFL corduroy hats. This is the latest drop that will be coming soon enough.
Very
boys.
sleek.
Very
we
soon.
did a teaser
nice.
today.
It looks unreal. We've got a lot ordered, so there'll be enough to go around. And yeah, I'm excited to launch it.
Yeah, limited edition as well. So there'll only be this design once and yeah, limited stock.
It's bringing back the retro cast logo. We say retro, we didn't change it too long ago.
Yeah.
But
The
it
good
feels
old
like
badge.
such a long time that it was
the
part of our
OG
history.
badge.
OG badge,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's still a part of us. So
It is. Still, it's
yeah.
our DNA.
It is keen to get these hats out.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone can rock them and rep
Yeah,
them in
League
style.
Lids are in our description, by the way. If you want 10% off, use the link in the description. And it's in our
And
link
they have
tree
all
too.
the club hats as well, so they're sick.
Yeah, they're so
Vintage
sick.
club hats.
But Tryscorer Tryfecta. H, I got a word with you, Jim, as well. Because I hit mine. I picked Ronaldo. He scored 45th minute of the Sharks game. You both went for Feeder and Dom Young. Didn't play.
I think we cursed them.
Yeah, honestly.
Both ruled out. Fafita with an ankle, Dommy with a hammy strain.
Dommy would have scored as well.
Yeah, Ponga scored in like the first 5 minutes.
Like, at least if Dom played and scored, we could have maybe pinned you for a chili.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
'Cause
the
you
fact
have
that we
Fafita.
both ruled out, it's a void.
Void. Yeah.
Unheard
Void
of.
the round.
You're lucky. And no one hit their fridge because I went Jackson Ford. He didn't get over.
I went Leota. I think he almost scored.
He almost got close. And
I did nothing to report on. I don't even remember.
You went Cotter.
Ruben
Cotter.
Cotter. He got close once, but
Did he?
never like had a good run near the line. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
okay.
calling
Just
close.
quickly on Jackson Ford, Warriors will actually do everything they can to not play him at second row. Have you seen who's named at 12 this week?
Dylan Walker.
Dylan Walker. What? This guy has never played second row in his life.
Yeah. Now they
That's
permanently put Barnett on the edge.
Like, they actually just want Ford as a prop and they're saying, well, no, we're not moving you.
Which Ford's just someone who just keep working.
Yeah. And
He would just keep running and tackling until you take him off. So I can see why they like him prop.
Maybe he's suited for a lock position
yeah.
soon enough.
And maybe
when-
complements AFB. Like they're very different players. So I don't know. Yeah.
But this week, Tryscorer Tryfecta, who you going, Jim?
I'm going to go Huddy Young. Sunday Arvo against the Tigers. He's been dropped from the Blues, so I'm expecting a bounce back game from him.
And he scored 4 tries in his last 5 games against the Tigers.
Correct.
Courtesy of Age, the
There you
statsman.
go. Well, another stat. I'm going off the back of that. Eli Katoa, Friday night footy against the Dolphins. He scored in his last 3 games outside of Melbourne. And they're not playing in Melbourne this week. Suncorp Stadium, Mark Ellie down. I think he's running at Nicarima. So a bit of a mismatch there. I remember last time they played Dolphins. Or was it? No, it was, sorry, I'm thinking of the Broncos. What's the big bopper's name? That
Pierre
scored?
Cura.
Willison.
No, Willison.
Willison? Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
literally, they passed it to him and it was one-on-one. He's fucking
Fell
pushed
over.
Nicarima over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very unfair matchup there. So, expect Katoa to barge over.
And I'm going Chance Nickel Klostat, basically just on vibe against the Titans. I think they'll win and win well. And, mate, you know, we were talking about Dally M's. He's pushing.
Not chance.
Honestly, the way he's been
He was
playing,
injured for too long, wasn't he?
It was
he
out
missed
for
the
a
first
while.
4 weeks. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that stops him. But if
Maybe the
Warriors,
Warriors now,
need
yeah.
to go on a run.
Mate,
Yeah, nice,
you're a
eh?
bandwagoner.
I love him.
I like him to score, but maybe not Dalian.
What about your fridge, boys?
My fridge, I'm doing a throw in the dark and going, Mark the Goat Nichols.
Loves a try.
I think he scores when you're not expecting him to score. You know, Melbourne, pretty good defense.
He'll barge
Probably
over.
won't score. Next
I reckon
minute,
it'll be a support
The
play.
bold head fucking barge over.
I reckon it'll be support play.
He'll probably fall over before he catches the ball. So
Yeah, true.
I'm hoping it's just a simple barge over.
I'm going to go Terrell May for the Chook starting this week. Dogs, middles. I think we've spoken about it. They leak some points.
Who are they though? We just said the Dogs.
No, as in
Concede the least amount of points.
Concede tries to forwards.
I don't know who's doing your stats.
I don't know.
Terrell's-
Maybe that's just in my head. But I'm going to
Maybe
go
you're
Terrell
hoping for the Terrell to crash over. But
Yeah.
he's
I'm
a
going
beast.
Joseph Tarpany. Like, legit, no reason other than I went to pick a Raiders front rower, and it's between him and Papali'i.
Surely you went Papali'i.
I can't. I've been burnt that many times on him. He just
Yeah, he's the fridge of all fridges.
he can't score to save his life anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tarpany versus Tigers, not a bad shout.
All right, boys. Listener questions for this week. Here we go. First one at Mac Mazza6. Are the Cowboys back? Yes, we are, Mac.
Nah,
We're back. That
No,
was a good win.
I'm not convinced.
That was a good win Friday.
it would have been good if you went on with a job and not let Raiders come back into it.
They didn't really come back into it. We beat
There
them
was a point
convincing.
where it's like they had a sniff if they were piled on.
I
a
think
few
we
tries.
won pretty comfortably.
Your attack's really good. I'll give you that.
It is good.
Like when you have good possession, you
if
score.
we can sort out our defense and our lapses during the game, we're going to be
Yeah.
a force this year.
your
Just
80,
not
80
consistent.
minutes
Yeah.
of relentless defense and solid attack, you guys can be a good force and make the top 8.
Week to
Like,
week, it's like you're a different team. Like,
Yeah, I
you
know,
don't
honestly.
you don't actually know what Cowboys are going to turn up.
Exactly.
You're like the old Wars where you don't know is the Wars going to come out and just like smash you or they're going to come
did
out
you
and do
expect
errors, penalties. And
Cows to be up 18-0 in the
well,
first.
I tipped them.
20
so
minutes.
I did, but
No, but you didn't
against
expect
Raiders,
18-0 in the
probably
first
not
20.
smashing, no.
No.
I
Yeah.
thought they'd win gutsy.
True. All right, next one at I don't know MBR 0274. Why do New South Wales always change their team when they lose?
It's a great question.
That's a good question. I mean, I guess if it's a losing team, you're not going to stick with them, are you?
And I feel like, I don't know, like obviously Suoli'i was a forced change.
Yeah.
And then you got like Cameron Murray,
few injuries.
absolute weapon who you can't not put in.
Yep. Trell.
That makes sense. Trell, he
Moses.
comes in obviously. Moses was injured. Now he comes back in. Nico Hines wasn't performing.
but
that makes
is that
sense.
has that been a thing? Do they always change it?
They usually do change.
Usually change. But I also think if you look at the Queensland team, they don't have that much depth where they can just be chopping and changing. I feel like New South Wales, the amount of talent we have to just change probably gives us a
but I don't think
right.
Queensland lose, so then they have to change.
But your thing is you got
Like
Cherry.
we only make changes when there's an injury.
Yeah, you got Cherry Munson, you got a set backline. Like
Yeah.
you don't
Your
have
team's,
changes
like,
to make.
Very easy to predict. Isn't
Like
it?
it just picks itself.
Like Ben Hunt's always hooker. Cherry's going to be 7. Munster, if not Dearden.
Yeah.
Harry Grant's 14. Fullback's going to be
But what about
Walsh
if
or
Ponga's
Ponga.
fit?
Well, then it's Walsh versus Ponga. That's when he would have one of them on the bench like Cobbo. That's what I reckon. But yeah.
Anyway, next one at Yorkie _160. Do you think Cam Murray is the right pick for Origin to?
100%.
Blues.
If anyone's playing for your life,
Is he fit
McInnes
enough?
is one of them, but Murray's definitely up
Is
there.
he fit enough?
Doesn't matter. Murray's fucking Murray.
Yeah, he'll do a job.
As long as he gets through, well, he's starting, let's say 50, 60 minutes minimum, he'll do a great job, Murray.
What was his injury? Was it a shoulder?
Hip pointer or something,
hip pointer.
and then a calf. He'll be fine.
Do you think
Are
it
you not
was-
convinced, Jimmy?
No, I think it was a good
You
pick.
look nervous.
I would have liked to see McInnes there.
As a Queenslander, of course you fucking would have.
No, I thought he played it well enough to warrant his selection for game 2.
But I asked you the same question. Pick 2 out of Yo, McInnes, Murray.
Anyway, next question.
He's going to say Murray and yeah.
Have to pick Murray.
At Blake Swan, players you are keen to see in the Origin 19s, boys. Anyone?
Obviously, Chevy Stewart.
Yeah.
We're going to get Chevy on the potty.
I've
Maybe
seen a glimpse of him in the
maybe
NRL, though.
if Chevy scores a Hattie, we'll get him on the potty.
I think the big one's Jesse McLean. Excited to see him.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a staple in that Penrith side moving forward.
Since Taruva's leaving.
Yeah. And then his brother, Casey McLean. I think the interesting one's Mitchell Woods. He's the halfback for the Blues. And he's been tearing it up in the lower grades for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
So he's
Doggy's half. Yeah.
Doggy's half.
I
And
want to
then-
see for Queensland, Shibasaki.
Jamal yet.
because he made his first grade debut. So if you can match it with the first graders, under 19 shouldn't be an ask for.
Yeah,
him.
another Cowboy. Purdue.
Purdue.
Jackson Purdue.
Yes.
The fuck? What? What?
Purdue.
Purdue.
Sorry, Jackson.
Purdue?
Purdue.
Yeah, he's
Purdue.
a
He's
good
due
player.
a try.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he played good in the centres for you guys, but he's playing fullback for Queensland.
Yeah.
Very fast as well, and deceivingly quick.
I think he'll put on a bit of
watch
size.
out for him.
So he'll be good. And then Kobe Black, young half for Brisbane, makes his
And is
Origin
Steve
debut.
playing for New South Wales?
Blake Steep's on the bench, yeah. Oh no, is he I think he's starting for
Maybe
the
lock?
Blues. Yep.
He looked all right. in
Ethan
his debut.
Strange is not playing, is he? Is he still?
No, he's playing for the Raiders this week.
Oh, when's this game?
This game is next week.
But is he eligible?
No.
Under 19. How old's Strange?
I think you'd rather play 5'8" for the Raiders.
I know, but is he eligible?
Yeah, but I don't think he'd play.
Yeah. But he could have if he had a bye.
I don't think they would have. No,
You don't think so?
I think he's past that under 19s era
Yeah.
now.
But I'm just saying he is under 19.
Like, is there anyone?
Like Lockie Galvin. Could he play?
Like Purdue was
Yeah, Galvin
playing.
could probably play, but like, I think under 19s is reserved for like
I think it's for those.
Purdue's played first grade.
no, but like we're
Chevy
saying,
Chevy has.
but like consistent
current
first
first
graders.
graders, yeah.
There's no consistent first graders
Yeah.
that play under 19s.
Yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, Ethan Strange.
A
is
club would
game,
not
yeah.
release their players,
No.
especially like Stranger Spine.
I didn't know when this game was, but yeah, if it's the same
When
week
did you-
as
When did you think it was?
I don't know, maybe next Wednesday or something. I don't know.
During
During
Origin.
Origin.
Before Origin, the game before
Or the
leading
curtain
up.
raiser in Melbourne.
Under
No.
19s and then bang straight to the
Jeez,
big
anyway,
dogs.
Don't
next
quit your day
question.
job.
At Ali.1up. What is the one try that you always remember as being legendary? Hashtag on God.
Two come to mind. They're both from Greg Inglis. The one where he jumped and he passed it back to Mark Gasnier
Yeah.
in the Australian
Kangaroos,
test, yeah.
yeah.
And the other one against the Broncos when he legit rolled 8 players and ran the whole field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine one's the one against Roosters. I was walking out of the stadium. We left early, and then Dave Taylor makes that break down the sideline. He passes to McQueen, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
McQueen back in.
Renault.
Reynolds gets it, scores,
Yeah.
kicks the goal to win it.
I think Felty's one.
Yeah,
GF 2015.
that was insane.
Like Slater's Origin try.
Yeah.
That chip and chase. There's just so many great
Yeah.
tries.
But they're the most iconic, I reckon, that come to mind.
Anything else? Any
That,
other big
uh,
one?
this
Like Benny
year-
Barber's ones.
Yeah,
his own
Benny
in-
Barber
I reckon
was-
that if you watch it back now, it's a no try. Like he actually drops it. Like
Mate.
the new rules
the
would have
new
said
rule.
no.
Yeah, I think the bunker
They
didn't
couldn't
want
take it
They didn't
off
want
him,
to take
did
it
they?
off him.
They'll take it
Sort
off
of
him
like
now.
Kennedy. He didn't want to tackle Hammer. He wanted it to be a try.
Anyway, last question for this week at Joseph_Curiosity. What is the best game you guys have seen live?
Oh, it'd have to be either 2015 grand final, Cowboys Broncos.
Yep.
Went there as our end of season footy trip. Instead of going away, we went to the grand final.
That's pretty good.
That was fucking sick. Like, as a neutral, don't give a fuck about who wins. That was crazy. And
Yeah.
then obviously last year, when we all wanted Panthers to win, we had like a few bets riding, and we're about to leave, and then that massive comeback at the end. That was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I always
And it was
say
all in our
we
corner.
weren't going to leave. You wanted to leave. I
Yeah.
was staying to the end.
We were staying.
But we all thought it was done. Like everyone
That
else
was a
in the
good
stadium.
game.
I don't know. I don't really watch as much live. I watch more now for work, but before I didn't. That one against Dragons, that semi-final, I think it was, Reynolds kicked like 3 field goals.
Yeah.
That was...
You know what was a
really
good game
field
that we
goals.
went to, Mick? 2017 prelim, Cowboys Roosters.
Yes.
That was
When
mad.
Michael Morgan put on the masterclass.
Yeah, and got us into the GF.
Actually, that was a good watch.
That
you're
was
right.
a good game because we were behind the post and it was like
And
Cowboys
were
attacking
attacking.
in that second half. That was good fun.
How did we get tickets?
I don't know why we went to that game, but we were just there.
Obviously, because you're a Cowboys and Roosters fan.
No, I don't know why we went
Like,
to
you
that
know,
game.
but it was a random
it was a
crew we're
prelim
with as
final.
well.
Like,
Yeah.
why are we there?
Yeah, I know. Well, I guess it's in Sydney. Your team's
Yeah,
playing.
true.
So.
Mate, makes sense. Anyway, that'll do, mate.
But yeah, that's enough for this week.
That's a good way to round the episode. That's all from me.
That's all from me.
And all from me.
See
See
you
you
guys.
next week, guys. See you for the Origin pod. Dropping Sunday or Monday?
Sunday.
Sunday. See you then.